Hello everybody, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. Okay guys, for this video right now is kind of like a bin box review or a review in general. Okay, now I got this out of my storage. This kid ain't no stranger to none of us. This is the old Halley bag by Airfix, 1960 tooling kit. This kit came out back in 1960, I believe it came out. Somewhere around that era, that time. And this is probably about the second time I built this kit my whole life. The first one I built was back in 1963, and it was an in-flight configuration with spotlights going up at it. It was the red stripe box. And this here's the 90s or the millennial 2000 vintage of red boxing got in nowadays by Humbry or was it by Humbro? Hornaby Plastics. Okay, now this is a good kit. It as old as it is, I was very amazed there wasn't that much flash on this thing. There was a few pieces of flash on you had to clean up. The pilots weren't too bad. The pilots are leave a lot to desire, but pilots are pilots, so you got to paint them the best way you can and install the same, which I did. Heck, I spent about 4 or 5 hours painting the pilots. Had to prime them and paint them, and install them. And you'll see it here in a second. Here, why? Get rid of this box. Put it over here next to the Sugar Baker Douglas over here. And okay, I got the crew figures in there. They're all inside there. I got the pilot, radio operator, flight engineer, navigator. They're all inside there. There's there's one of the chaps right there, and they got one chap standing up right behind the pilot. You got a couple more down there you can't be seen. They're in there. And they got the tail gunner Charlie. He's painted, and I got the top dorsal turret figure. He's painted. Just typical Airfix back in the days. They always had the guns that they could be. They're movable. They're quite functional. As you can see, they move. And the thing turns around too. The turret turns around, and the landing gear retracts too. The fitness thing is not bad at all. It is not bad. Just needs a little sanding. Rivets are pretty heavy, so I suggest taking some wet and dry sandpaper. I got some 4 grit sandpaper here, wherever it is. Water with sanding block. Just sand down the rivets, give a little relief. Now, here's a little tip I want to show you. How to get weathered finish on a model with rivets like this. Especially Rosie the Riveter, very happy Rosie the Riveter who put rivets on these things. They pop out like any kind of blade. As you can see, they're very tough. Now, the option is you need to sand them down low relief, or if you want to present the rivets in a weather attire, first of all you do is you paint this whole airplane black. Then you add your camouflage colors. Once all your camo is all done, you take a buffing stick like this here, very fine. You take that buffing and go like this, so the rivets will pop out. They'll be in black. And you'll see them all pop out. I learned that from my father many years ago. He built an Airfix kit. I think it was the Lancaster. And my dad knows nothing about English aircraft. He bought one, and I bought the Halley bag. And my dad said these rivets are awful rough. They overdid these rivets, but I said, yeah, I kind of like that. It makes speaks like it's metal. I said, yeah, you want to make it look like real metal? I said, I mean, pop out real good, yeah. Just paint them black like that, go over a small file. Go over it, it'll pop out. You gotta paint it black and everything. I learned that from them. So that's a pretty good tip right there for y'all to do. I'll show you the results this thing's getting. It won't take long to get this thing finished. I'm going to work about 2 days on this Halley bag. Now, I was very, very, very amazed and happy too. These wings could be, they fit very good right in there. They fit real good. Got that massive tape away. It's impeding the fit. Got deep roots in there, wing roots in there. It reminds me of Hong Kong models. Get that out of there. There we go. I thought I had that tape out of there. That was a little bit hard. Fit perfect. Look at that. No filler. What's good about it is you can paint these things substantially wise. Camo everything. When the camo's all done, pop it in. You want to store it somewhere, take the wings off, put it in a box, like it came out of it, like a glove. The landing gear and undercarriage of this thing is very retractable. I remember one time, that's what I liked about Airfix kits. They had some pretty much gimmick models, and they really, they posed a lot of operating features, which a lot of kids had fun with back in those days. Now the Revell one they got is a matchbox kit. A whole different animal opposed this to the Airfix one here. This is the original old tooling kit. Like I say, the Revell one, they're Revell of Germany, they're getting all these matchbox molds and labeling their box label. So the one by Revell is the Matchbox, which is a very good kit. It's an earlier model. I think it's the Mark I model they use, the Halley bag. And I got a good close English friend of mine, a paper modeler. His name is Peter Tork, not Peter Tork, Peter York. Yeah. His uncle Walter was a navigator, one of these Halifax bombers. I built a 133 scale Halifax bomber, and I got that in my storage. It's big, 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 big. And he sent me that kit from Paper Model. I said, "You think you build this for me?" I said, "I think Uncle Walter would like this." I said, "I sure can, Peter. I sure will." So we became pretty good buddies after that. This is a Mark III. This is a B3 bomber, Mark version. What they did, they on the Halifax, they retrofitted it differently compared to the one. The other one, they had a turret here and a big old bomb maker's window there, and the vertical stabilizers were more or less shaped like a Lockheed Harpoon bomber. Then they went ahead to this configuration, almost like a B-25 shaped tail. So this is the later version. This is your radar right here. This kit goes together very well. I was very amazed of the ease of assembling. I figured I got another flash bag, but there's a little flash on it, but it's no problem cleaning it up. I like it. The most flash there was around the pilots, and there really wasn't that much flash around them either. I just took it back of a number 11 blade, right down where you can see where the molded was taking time and clean them off and wash them real good. Give them a prime job and paint them by hand. That's what I did with these fellas. I've got to add a wash to them like that, but piss on it. I decided this way, just put them in there. Panzerville's bunker would like that. He always likes figures. Figures do add spice to airplane models. They really do. It gives it something, it gives it some kind of substance. And for years I don't use them, and I said, well, what the hell. But now I start putting them in now and there, especially these old Airfix kits. They warrant a little extra TLC to them. They go together well. A little sanding. I don't think I need any filler in this thing at all. Now I was really amazed with the fit of these wings. I said, man, this thing is just like Hong Kong models. I go ahead, put it together like this, display it. This is kind of like a big model, 1/72 scale. We'll just put it away, pop out the wings very carefully. Don't glue your propellers in, just take them off and kind of set them run loose in the box. And like this, you got your own case, comes out of the box. Kind of like that for transportation purposes. Also, the best thing about the whole thing is you can paint this wing separate, fuselage separate. It makes painting very, very easy. The clear parts on this thing are hideous, like they all are, but little TLC, careful maskings here and there. You got yourself a nice model when it's done. Airfix is like that. I love the Airfix kits, these old ones. They're all 1/72 constant scale. I guess 1/72 scale is probably the most popular scale that there's out there. Because I remember when I was in school, we were building ID models back in those days. They actually were called blanks. They were made out of some kind of resin. And I remember we had craft class one time I was in school. And man, I loved that class. That was like being at home and home all at once with me. A lot of guys built those models back in those days, back in the 40s and 50s. And they made good pilots and everything. That's why you got Jimmy Doolittle, James Stewart, Clark Gable. All these famous people that got in aviation were model builders. Tony Curtis, he's a model builder. The king of the model builders is James Stewart. This man is a very, very avid model builder. He builds like I do, like we all do every day. His wife supports him, and made him a pilot of the V-24 Liberator bomber, and a very famous movie star. So model aviation is medicine itself. It's too bad nowadays these young kids nowadays don't get involved in model aviation or building model cars or ships. Because if they did, they'll make better citizens out of them. They get so enthused and building something like this, man, I want to be a pilot someday. Like I did. I want to become a pilot. I was all heart set on the pilot until my dad kind of pulled the plug on me and says, Frank, become an Airedale pilot requires education and lots of it. A high school education is a piece of paper. Whether you learn anything or not, you got a piece of paper. That piece of paper will get you to college. That piece of paper will get you a nice job. That piece of paper will get you far. But you want to get further, you got to have a further education. Now, high school education, no matter how much you know about aeronautics, you're not going to become a pilot. You got to go to Annapolis, Maryland, officers candidate school, everything. That requires money. That's one thing I don't have. You know that department. And so becoming a pilot's not easy, unless you want to become a pilot in a civil air patrol. A lot of guys that couldn't get into the military because of education like that. And a lot of them do a lot of avionics like us modelers do, and a lot of them were inspired to buy Piper Cubs, Stetsons, all kinds of Les Combs, all kinds of high wing parasol aircraft, and they learned how to fly going to becoming a student. And if you can't do it in the military, you do it as a civilian, as a civil air patrol. Just like Sky King. Sky King was Kirby Grant who played. He was in the Silver Ever Show with that Songbird at 1817. He's got that's the Bobcat that he flew. But no, model aviation is very healthy for the young boys nowadays. It's healthy for me, and I still enjoy building these things. Okay, here's the contents of the box. I've got cowlings there, propellers, undercarriage, and the clear parts. That's your turret right there. They're not too bad. It requires maskings. You got two escape hatches right there, clear pieces with escape hatch, plus you got tailgunner Charlie's greenhouse there. Over here you got another baggie here, that creates a cockpit. Bottom here, that ain't too bad. Plastic, that's pretty good. That's better than it was back in the 1960s. They must, I'll tell you what it is, they must use some different kind of plastic, which they did. Because I can remember, this plastic here was rather soft. Not really hard, brittle like the old kit was. But it's still the same kit. It's the old molds. There's a little bit of flashing right there, as you can see. You gotta be careful having these screws. Always hit the box on it because these things fall out all the time. You can see a lot of sprue around those nacelles. They have to be cleaned up. So there's not that much sprue on this thing, too. The truth, I was really amazed. Man, the model is almost 60 years old. It don't have that much sprue. Inside there, got the tail planes in there. Any loose parts there. Oh yeah, also got the Winemaker's gun too, 30 caliber. Bobby Lewis. Always have little containers. I tell you, make containers, these little luncheon containers you buy. You got a little salami in there or something, you know. That's good. It looks real nice. So that's what Frankie Day's got going on with the heli bag. So I figure you're gonna get a kick out of that. I'll probably work on tonight, and I'm gonna get that definitely finish up that fairy swordfish over here. Final bill will be for tomorrow on that. So stay posted for that. So like I mentioned on the Ventura bomber, I got her. Where's she at? I got her hung up there right now. So I hung up. Beautiful. Yeah. So oh yeah. I got this going too. I took this out of storage. Probably about the same time I took the Dauntless out to finish it up. This is the old Monogram TBD Devastator bomber, torpedo bomber. Got the Canfield painted, all it had seat belts to it and everything. I got the engines getting picked out, getting painted that real well. Inside the cowlings all painted. We'll get done, it'll look like this. This is the first one I built in this here trailer. I moved in. Now I like this old TBD by Airfix. This is a good kit. I mean, in a way, this thing is pretty accurate. I mean, they did a good job on this thing. They must obtain a blueprint. This and this came out the same year, 1974. There's a bottom wing right there to it. This is a nice kit. We'll be working on that by that coming away too. For the Halley bag, here's instructions they give you. Here we go. Construction kit. Give you a color formats, how to paint it, and the number of your paints and everything you use. And the back, this gives you two liveries. You're gonna have this one is the Hanley Page Halifax B3 bomber, Munga Tapio number 7-8 Squadron, Royal Air Force, Brayton, Yorkshire, United Kingdom, 1944. It would be in that format right there. Has white hash marks on the stabilizer. On the second option is called City of Lamplight, number 462 Squadron, Royal Australian Air Force, Royal Air Force, Driffield, Yorkshire, August 1944. To assemble this kit, you got 16 steps. 17. You got 17 steps to complete this model. And right now, I've got steps 1 to 6 done, and 7. Top up here. This I've got everything down here. Down below, I'll be working on the undercarriage. And it's retractable, goes up and down. Even landing gear doors move on it. I remember that. I said, "Dad, this thing works like the little airplane. Pop, the landing gear goes up and everything." I said, "Yeah, how about that?" This is a nice kit, guys. Really is. It's old tool, but it's nice. I think it's the only one of its type of this version. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen any out there like that. Unless you got some scratch built job done. They had one fellow from England. He built one of these. I think it's about 1/18 scale. Huge. I had a wingspan made about like this, big. And this man must have had a blueprint to this Halifax. He had it on a table. I don't think you guys seen that before. I was really amazed. It looked like a real airplane. I mean, you're sitting here behind a desk, have all these controls, just like I'm sitting behind here on my workbench. And he'll start the runway. The runway, it runs like a conveyor. It run like this. It gave the airplane simulation that's taken off. The first thing, that tail would rise. So that tail would rise. Then he had an actuator, or that would pull the airplane up like it's getting off the ground. Then as it goes up, then you push another button, and the undercarriage would fold inside the nacelles, and the flaps would go up, and you'd fly it with all the engines going. Then it come for landing, you just reverse the process, wheels come down, flaps come down, you push a button, you'll bring that thing down to the runway, and it'll keep on going, and you'll stop that. You gotta see it on. I don't know where it's at. It's on YouTube. It's wonderful. He did a wonderful job of that thing. My God. It's, it's wonderful. You guys need to see that. Check that out. Okay, that's it for me. That's it for the Halifax bomber. And so stay posted tomorrow for the final reveal for the old string bag. I'll have that for you tomorrow. And we got more stuff coming your way, guys. Okay, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Miles signing out. And we'll catch you on the next video. Make mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Beware of your surroundings. Have a barbecue. Gets too hot, like I said before. Get yourself turn the AC on. Build yourself a model and soothe the cares away. Okay, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Model signing out. We'll catch you guys in the next video. So stay posted for the bottom of the field for old string bag right behind me. And bills go on. Bye, boys. Take care. God bless you all. And have a happy, safe weekend. And God bless you guys.